on the junk everywhere. I had to move stuff so we could get the old washer and dryer out. This is going to be the reservoir for the water to air intercooler. Gonna drill a hole right there. This will go in. That'll be the water in. This will go in. That'll be water out. It's gonna go to this. Gonna weld the plate on the bottom so that this can rivet to it. And then it'll be at the angle of this. Come out the hole right here. And then on the top, we'll have the waterproof wire connection, and then a little reservoir, and a bunch of welding all the way around. And then for the radiator, we have a 2012 Polaris Ranger XP 800, I believe. Radiator, it said no bends, but there is a slight little bend there. And the cap part was bent, so we cut that off. Gonna plug that and just put a bolt in here because I had a plastic drain plug. And then we got some 3/4 inch OD. Gonna weld this on there, cut a piece, weld it on there, so then our 3/4 can come off of here and then go to the reservoir, come off the reservoir, and everything will all be 3/4 inch, as well as this is 3/4 as well. So this is where the reservoir is going to go. Then we have our modified air intake. It used to have a 4-inch piece that went out and got flat. I think it's a Spectra piece. It's like $100-something bucks. Just got some 3-inch welded on here to a 45 to the snorkel, and a 4-inch to 3-inch, 3-inch tube, 3-inch 90. And then as you see the mud, we had to throw it together real quick so we can go do a recovery. Turned it into my starter going bad and then having to be pulled out. But in other words, we got one little factory bolt down there to balance this, and then we have our 2012 Polaris Ranger 800 XP radiator right there, and then it still has to be centered. I already have all the mounts made. Ends up being kind of like this, and then the pieces will get riveted on there. We have one mount right here, and then one mount goes over there where those rivets are, and then we'll just clean all this up and get some hose, and we're gonna go from out of the pump to right here to the lowest point, and come out here, sweep around, go to the lowest point down there, come out of up here, and then sweep around and go back to the reservoir. And then the reservoir, we have it over here filled with water because there's some nasty stuff in here from plasma torching this out after it was welded, but no big deal at all. And this is going to go, put this on my workbench, grab my bilge pump. So this is going to go in here like this. Now to get riveted there, so we can always pull those two little tabs on the side to change the bilge pump if it goes bad. We have a waterproof connector for this that will pop out right there, so that'll be all sealed. And then this will just go, piece of hose right there, and then this will be our return, which will blow back there so it can not be straight out the pump. All in all, gonna work amazing. And then I still have to drill a few holes in this, so it'll use the factory mounts on the side over here. So we'll use this top one, and then we'll use this one right here. And then also one other thing we have to do on this intake is throw some gasket maker around here, because this was never meant to be watertight. So we're just gonna blob that in really good. And I'm gonna try to find a better air filter too, because this one on the inside clamps onto 4-inch, and then it goes down to like here, and it gets like real small. It's a real small cone. So I'm gonna try and get one that's like 4 inches all the way back to here, so that we can get some good airflow, because the EGTs creep up really fast with this air filter, like it's not getting enough air or something, too restrictive maybe, and then too much fuel making it smoke like no tomorrow. But yeah, that is the plan. And then just like that, we got the radiator mounted back up, got the rivets up top, got the hoses ran, it's all plumbed up, and then it goes out of our bilge pump from this line to the lowest point, pushing all the air up, coming out of here, going to the radiator at the lowest point, coming out of the radiator at the highest point, back along here, back into the tank, and then using some forward coolant, we have that 3/4 inch pipe from over here on the right going around, there we go, going around to the back of the bilge pump plate, and then just a waterproof connection right here for the wires. So we just have temporarily ran to the jumper cables, but she's all good. All the air is cycled out of it that we can get until we test drive it. Hopefully that pump hangs out tight. Just using a factory bolt over there with a spacer behind it, and the factory stud right there. And then, like I said, we modified this. I still have to put some gasket maker around here, because that's not really liquid tight. It's just slid into there. And then that goes back to the turbo, then out of the turbo, down there into intercooler, out of the intercooler into the intake.